For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Sane Dhlamini. Researcher and analyst Professor Raymond Suttner joins me for Suttner's View, a weekly commentary on South Africa's political scene. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you.
Many people see the recent local government elections as signaling an irreversible downward trend on the part of the ANC. What is your view on that?
Well, you know, reading Twitter, they parody Jacob Zuma's statement that the ANC is here, will not be defeated till Jesus returns. They say now Jesus has returned to Mogale City, to Nelson Mandela Bay, and we don't know where else he's going to return to. So that they've got a problem of their hands now that Jesus has returned. What I think is that the ANC has suffered a devastating defeat in these elections. And elections ought not to be the only measure of the strength or quality of an organization, but it is nevertheless significant that there is the possibility of the ANC being defeated in the next national elections. And my impression is that it is likely to get worse, but one cannot predict these things. One does not know. You know, in the last elections, we had predictions for a long time that the ANC was going to do badly, especially in two of the three metros that they've lost, Nelson Mandela Bay, Tshwane, and Johannesburg, where it's now not clear who's going to win. But it seems to me that the ANC has become barren as far as ideas are concerned. It does not really have the capacity. They say they're going to introspect, but it's not really introspecting because there's a barrier on what they can evaluate. They're not allowed to evaluate whether the president is a liability, even though all the polls point to the president being an important factor in their setbacks. Not just the president as a human being, but the president as representing certain qualities that the taxpayer and the public in general, the poor and the wealthy, together regard as a problem. And they are not investigating this, and they are not investigating what they need to do to redirect their efforts. I don't think this is necessarily the end of the ANC, although when we look at the Indian Congress in India, it was also a dominant party, and it lost after a long time. And then it's been in and out of power. It's become very corrupt. But we have a feature in the Indian politics which may be emerging here. That is a dynastic type politics, where Nehru was the first prime minister. Shortly afterwards, his daughter Indira Gandhi became prime minister. She was assassinated, then her son became prime minister. And there are other ones who are now succeeding in the leadership of the Congress party, and they hope also to be prime minister of the country. Now in South Africa, we have the situation where Nkosazana Dhlamini Zuma, she's not the wife any longer of Jacob Zuma, but she's the bearer of the children of some of the children of Jacob Zuma, and many of the supporters of Zuma, and apparently Zuma himself, may want her to succeed him. So it's a type of dynastic politics, and dynastic politics, in other words, the idea that someone succeeds by virtue of a certain relationship, is contrary to democratic politics, whereby you choose people by the qualities that they want. So I think there are dangers, and the ANC, however, is paralyzed at the moment. They are shocked, although it was foreseeable. I must say I couldn't be sure how to forecast what was going to happen. Didn't expect exactly what happened, but they ought to have prepared themselves for this. But it doesn't seem that they have prepared, and that they will. How badly the setback will hit them, whether they can recover ground, I can't say, although I don't think they're going to recover ground.
Do you not think that the losses that they have suffered will serve as a wake-up call, and that they will go back to the drawing board and rectify?
Well, that's what the textbooks say you must do, but people don't usually follow textbooks. You know, when I was involved and we suffered a setback, and even if we had a victory, we would sit down and we would analyze what had happened, because if you had a victory, you wanted to enhance the victory, you wanted to take it further. So you would sit down there and you would measure what were our weaknesses, what were our strengths, and try to remedy them. Now, it doesn't seem that that type of discussion is going on at the moment, because there remains this politics of the belly, and that is a barrier to the type of rectification of the errors and the problems which are of a kind that don't have a material effect to party cadres. They don't lead to whether you earn a salary or not. They relate to your message, to your policies, to your organizational strength, things like this. There are some things besides the ANC which I think have had an impact which people haven't factored in fully. About 10 years ago, COSATU was a very powerful organization, but it was also powerful within the ANC. And in many of the best branches of the ANC, COSATU people used to be chairs of these branches. And they brought the organizational skills of the shop floor into the ANC. And with the collapse of COSATU and the weakness of the SACP, you've got that organizational capacity has dissipated. On the other hand, one can say, what are they organizing for, since politics is so personalized? So I don't think that they are going back to the drawing boards, or that they really can, because there's a sort of disintegration. It's possible that the ANC could implode at some point. I don't say so, but I don't think it's impossible.
Thank you, Raymond. That was Professor Raymond Suttner speaking to Crema Media's Polity about can the ANC recover.